Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Clarity Age. Hi, my name is Vernon and I will be hanging out with you guys for the next couple of minutes as we go through another interesting session here at our weekly Tuesday program. Now, if you are tuning in for the first time, please do let me know in the comments if you can hear me or is the sound coming through and is everything all good. Right. I'm just tuning in right now to check out to make sure everything is all good. Interesting session here. Right. So today, what is Clarity Age? Clarity Age is a. Let me know in the comments. Clarity Age happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. where we talk about pro tips for business development as well as growth. The objective is to achieve clarity through simplicity and eventually profitability for every single one of us. What will we be talking about today? Okay, today the outline will be confused people, right? How to spot confused people, right? So the outlines will be as follows. We talk about what are confused people. Talk about the 4 different types of lost people, right? Because people who are confused tend to be lost. And let's talk about what does it mean to be a lost person. And we talk about how they can help us to help them and some pro tips from past experiences. Today's episode comes about because I was chatting with a couple of friends over the many months. And we have concluded that after meeting and interacting with various people, we noticed that before we can give them a piece of advice and suggestion, because as consultants, we have to be in a position where we actually consult, give our input, give our insights, and make recommendations. I wouldn't say that we are advisors, okay, but I would say that we are consultants. And because we have to consult and we have to give input and suggestions, it is very important for us to actually know what situation our clients are actually in. Okay, when we know what situation they're in, we are in a better position to actually help them, give them input, so on and so forth. Eventually, we came to the conclusion there are actually 4 types of lost people. Okay, and consultants help. Consultants are in a very good position to help a certain kind of lost person, and we are also in a position to not be able to help certain types of this kind of lost persons. So that actually forms the basis and the framework of today's topic, which is the 4 types of lost people. So let's go into the topic and let's find out more. Okay? Confused people. What are they? How do we make sense of them? How do we help them? Are we confused people ourselves? Okay? Right. If you Google them, if you Google this word confused, okay, if a person is confused, he's unable to think clearly, bewildered. Okay, that means the inability to think clearly. You can easily draw the assumption that if you are not in a position of clarity, we can consider you a confused person. All right. I don't necessarily agree that the opposite of clarity is confusion. Okay. But I can surely agree that a person who is confused surely lacks clarity. So for the purpose of discussion today, confusion is okay to be thought of as the opposite of clarity. Anyway, this is a program on clarity, right? So come here to seek clarity, and I would argue that most of us are having some degree of confusion in our lives, and myself included. Okay, I'm not the perfect specimen of clarity or as clear as I would like to be. We're all a work in progress, and we're all journeying, and we're all trying to help. Okay, now, in order for us to understand confusion versus clarity, we have to understand a person and his purpose or her purpose. Okay, please don't go crazy over this. Oh yeah, if you're going to be tuning in, I would really appreciate it if you can just let me know if you can hear me, right? All I need to do is just comment, like, say something so that I know that I can hear you. If you are tuning in on watching this on recording, never mind, just indicate whether you can hear me or not so that I am aware that there is some engagement happening. Okay? me just check the system in the back end, okay, before we go deeply into this. Check the system in the back. All right, so we are all good. Well, there are some pros and cons of running a single system setup, but hey, we're all learning, right? So basically, if we describe whether a person is clear or not clear, we can't just describe it in a vacuum. We can't say this guy is very clear, this guy is not clear. We have to describe them relative to something. What is this thing? The thing is called purpose. If a person is very clear about his purpose, then we can say that he is very clear. Now, if the person have no purpose, you can't really say that he's not clear. We can say that he lacks purpose, right? If he is very clear about his purpose, but he's going about his purpose the wrong way, then we have to use another word to describe him. They're not just generally confused people. There are different degrees and spectrums of what you would consider as confused, right? Now, a little bit of sharing and story, okay? When I first started as a coach or trainer like over 10 years ago, I found myself in a situation where I was coaching many interesting people. By interesting, I mean seriously unmotivated people dealing with a slew of very, what we'll say, personal challenges, like girlfriend dumped him, or worried about his next job interview, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that these are not significant problems or worthy problems. I'm just saying that they're very, very personal. And a lot of their problems are all linked to personal mastery and personal clarity. So at that time, I didn't want to be in that space. So I innovated and moved, and I started to work with people who are business owners, who are in a situation, who have much better personal mastery and control. And that's where that's a space that I really want to be in. Okay, so that's me. Okay, why I explain this is because my purpose changed over the years, and the people that I work with, many of the time, don't have a purpose. What they have is they have reaction to stimulus, or they have preferences to stimulus. They don't necessarily possess a particular purpose itself. Now, what does that mean when I say that they prefer stimulus? Okay, they enjoy the taste of ice cream, for example. So you enjoy the taste of ice cream. You don't know what ice cream is. You don't know whether it is good for you or not good for you, and in what dosage and what flavors. You just like the taste of ice cream. So your entire life is orientated around the taste of ice cream. Now, is it a good or bad thing? We don't know. It's just a thing, right? So what you actually need to understand is you need to understand you have a purpose. Now, you have a purpose. You are likely to have a passion around purpose. Now, if you want to understand a little bit more about what is passion, okay, vis-a-vis purpose, I may recommend that you check out my YouTube channel, which is indicated below here. Okay, you should be scrolling past your screen over here. In that YouTube channel, I talk about what is passion, so you can understand a little bit about it. Okay, so when you have a purpose, then you can have passion, right? Then you can transcend yourself. So confused people are people who generally are not oriented around their purpose. Okay, so that's how you can understand that they can become confused. Now, if you have no purpose, you are just reacting to various stimulus in your life. So you can't say that it's a good thing or a bad thing or a not so whatever thing. It's just a thing in by itself. Next, okay, clarity is power. Clarity is strength. Okay, in my opinion, confusion is weakness. So if you're really very clear what you want, how you want it, and the thing that you really need, right? Then you have strength, you have power, you can act on it. Okay. Hi, Master KK. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, Master KK, if you do encounter many people who are confused, I hope this framework can help you better categorize them. Next slide, okay, coming up soon. So clarity is power. Okay. So when you know your purpose, you're very clear, you know what stands out and what is in the background. That's clarity. All right. Now, here are the signs of a confused person. Okay, I just listed all the signs here. Confused person lacks a sense of direction. He doesn't have an idea of what Maybe he's just reacting. Imagine, right? You decide to go downstairs, go to your nearest bus stop, and take whatever bus that arrives at your bus stop that is air conditioned and have seats in the front. The moment the bus becomes crowded, you get off the bus, you wait for the next bus to come that is air conditioned and has seats at the front. You just keep repeating that, and after maybe 8 hours, what happens? Where will you be? We don't know. What we can say is that this person lacks direction, but instead he is very focused on stimulus. Okay, sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. Something is like agitating me in the air or something. Next, this person who is confused make poor quality decisions repeatedly. Poor quality decisions, not wrong decisions. Many times, high quality decisions produce undesirable results. Okay. So, for example, avoiding carbohydrates so you can slim down and not become fat. You will end up with not so pleasurable dining experience, right? So that's might be a bad decision, but it might be a high quality decision. More on quality decision making in my YouTube channel, okay, Clarity Edge. So do go to Clarity Edge and check it out. I upload some random comments on my personal Facebook page as well, Clarity Edge Facebook page. Do check it out as well. Now, a confused person has poor listening skills because their mind is highly preoccupied with a million other things that generally are caused by stimulus, and has poor communication. He can't find things in common with people. He can't talk to people. He can't connect with them because he can't find things that are common together. And he has a poor sense of categorizing stimulus. That means whatever that he gets stimulated by, whether it is a visual, a cartoon, a cake, a sweet, cookies, whatever, he will get stimulated. Okay. So these are signs of a confused person. Okay. Naturally, a sign of a very clear person has none of these traits or very little of these traits and have the positive version of all of this. So if you spot people who make consistently poor quality decisions, they are likely to be a confused person. Now, just as a disclaimer, you don't have to like discount or discredit or avoid confused people. You just need to know that they're confused people, and you can help them at the level that they need help at or with. Okay, I will share with you the framework a little, how this framework helps me actually categorize people so that I know how I can help them at the level that they can experience the best payoff. Okay, so generally a confused person has a poor sense of categorizing stimulus. He just reacts to everything. He gets money, he buys durian. He wins some money at the casino, he will immediately go and buy a Rolex or splurge it on some girls or something like that. Then he just cannot categorize stuff. He can't budget anything because he has no sense of priority. Of course, if you got no purpose, you will not have a passion. You have no purpose. You cannot determine what is a priority, and therefore you can't manage your resources. So obviously, the lack of clarity causes like a whole slew and string of problems. All right. So that's that. All right. So what's the framework that I'm talking about here, guys? All right, so there are 4 types of lost people. And this came out because I was talking to a friend of mine, a very good friend, very close friend, and he will always use this word to describe people. And this guy is very lost, that guy is very lost, this guy is very lost, that guy is very lost. I did not find that was a very good and very comprehensive description of people, to be honest. So I thought I needed a better way of understanding the differences and the different kinds of loss. So I developed this framework. So please bear with me. The 4 types of lost people. First time, the unguided. Now, the unguided people are people who know where they are but don't know where to go. Just imagine you are in Toa Payoh bus interchange. You are sitting at the bread dock. You know exactly where you are, but you don't know where to go. You don't know where you should go to school. You should go back home. Maybe your parents kick you out of the house. You can't go back there. You just have an argument with your dad. You know where to go. You know how to go many places, but you do not know where to go. Okay, you know that you have a car, you can drive. You just don't know where you're just sitting you know where you are, right? So very classic guys. Emo men who happen to be drinking at a pub. They're unguided because they know where they are in the pub drinking, but they do not know where to go after the pub. So they probably pick up some girl, have a one night stand or whatever. So it's unguided. They know where they are, they don't know where to go. Your children, for example, they know where they are. They are in your living room, in this unit, in this condo. They know they are members of this school, they are members of this community, but they don't know what they want to do when they grow up, when they graduate, or which university they should go. So these are the unguided. Okay. Next, we have the disorientated. Now, the disorientated people are people who don't know where they are. Okay, what does that mean? That means you're in the middle of forest, you don't know head, you don't know tail. Okay, you don't know where you are in the world today. So these are the disorientated. That means they have a very bad assessment of where they are right now. They don't know their cash flow. They don't know the bank account balance. They don't know how much money they have, how much money they can spend, how much money is coming in. They know jack shit. So that's the disorientated people. They might know where they want to go. They want to go to Toa They want to go home, but they don't know where they are. How are they supposed to go home? They don't even know whether they're in the same country. They're just in a forest. Are they in the same country? Are they on the same planet? They don't know. Disorientated. Don't know where they are. So the first one is they know where they are. They don't know where they need to go. The second type is they don't know where they are at all. They might or might not know where they want to go. Next is the lacking of destination. They don't have anywhere to go. Wife just divorced them, kicked him out of the house because of he was having some whatever hanky panky. So wife kicked him out of the house, threatening divorce. Parents look down on him, kick him out of the house as well. Doesn't have a home to go back to. Doesn't have in-law. I mean, his own parents don't want him back. His siblings all discredit him or whatever. So he has no destination. He does not have anywhere to go. This is different from the unguided. The unguided don't know where to go. This one does not have anywhere to go. So these are the lacking of destination. The fourth kind is the uninterested. Now the uninterested is the worst combination. They are disoriented. They don't know where they are, and they have nowhere to go. Okay, this is totally. Is uninterested, right? So he doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't want things to change. He doesn't want to find anything differently. He doesn't do anything differently. So this is an example of the uninterested. Now, as a consultant, I love working with people who know where they want to go and they have an idea of where they are. That means they are orientated and they have a purpose. What they're missing is the middle. They don't know if to take the MRT, walk, take a bus, they grab. They don't know which for, but they have $10 and they want to get there by a certain amount of time. So if I know how much time they have, I know how much resources they have, I can make a recommendation. They should take a Grab, or they should walk, save the money, just walk, or they should take a bus because it's a much cheaper option, but get there relatively quickly. I'm sure you all know there are some cases where taking a bus, you can get exactly the same amount of time, right? So it depends. So this is the kind of clients that I would love to work with. They know where they want to go. They know exactly where they are. They have a sound understanding where they are. They know where they want to go. I can come in and support them and make recommendations of which for is best because I have an understanding of the transportation network. Now, these are the clients that I want. These are the good clients. But if you are uninterested, for example, that means you don't have a passion, you don't have a purpose, you have no orientation, you're disoriented to the way you are, don't know what's your current cash flow and money flow and whatever. That is a terrible situation. So, friends, if you're tuning in for the first time, if you want to find out how to spot uninterested people, if they don't have a destination and they don't have a good idea of where they are likely to be a confused person. All right. So, try not to invest too much effort in a confused person, hoping for an ROI. You can continue to invest your time and effort and energy in them, but just don't expect an ROI because they're unlikely to be able to turn a return for you at this point. All right, so how can we help these lost and confused people? How can we help them? How can we help them to help us? Okay. First, have a channel for them to access. You must be accessible to them. They must be able to reach out to you, meet you, talk to you, get your time, get your effort in. They must have a way to do so. A channel. There must be a platform, a meeting, weekly, monthly, daily, hourly, yearly, once a year, whatever. There must be a channel for them to access you. Text message, email, YouTube video comment, whatever. Okay, they must have a channel in which to access you. No, if they can't access you, then how can they help you? Next, have a small and easily achieved task for them to do. Achievable, sorry. Something they can do very easily, so that you can say that, hey, if once you do this, you put in a bit of investment, I'll put in a bit of investment too. We partner up together and let's get it done. Okay, that's the idea. Next, set very small goals to mark milestones. Okay, once you guys sit down together, you can set many kind of series of small goals, baby steps, so that they can mark milestones, so that you know they are on track and they continuously growing and they're accountable to you and you're accountable to them. If you're dealing with confused people, don't give them more resources. Okay, they will not be able to deploy the resources well. That means if you do not know where you want to go, you don't know where you are right now, I just give you $100 for you to get home. It's not going to help you. Okay, you'll be cheated by the first con man you meet. Okay, so it's not a good idea. All right, so that's my pro tip. That's how we can help them. Okay, set small goals, give them small tasks to do, and have a channel for them to access you. Here are some pro tips, guys. Pro tips that I picked up over the years that have helped me do better with people. First, remember a mentor. Okay, so assume they're coming to you. I assume that you are a mentor situation. You're in a mentor relationship with them. Remember, a mentor offers two things. Okay, a mentor offers credibility and a mentor offers resources to the mentee. Credibility meaning, hey, look, James is my mentee. James is a great guy. I have worked with him. I'm mentoring him. I'm guiding him. This guy is very solid. You can work with James. I'm giving James credibility by sharing a little bit of my reputation with him. Next, resources. A mentor can offer resources to okay, so like they offer resources, right? So they can give you opportunity, give you connection, give you money, give you time, stuff like that. Okay, so they can offer you resources. Next pro tip, strive for same gender mentoring. If you are a guy, mentor other guys. If you are a lady, mentor other ladies. Okay, don't, I mean, if at all possible, don't do one-on-one kind of mentoring with somebody else from another gender. You can bypass this, especially in the business world, where there are very limited number of female mentors relative to the number of female business owners, for example. What you can do is you can set up a mastermind, set up group mentoring where everybody is in a space together. Even though it's a safe space, the doors are closed, but it's a group, right? 2 or 3 people, whether it's the same gender or mixed gender, it becomes okay. Mixed mentoring solve the problem of the same gender issue. Why you should not have same gender mentoring? Just PM me. I will send you a video, a lecture by a very, very wise man who talked about avoiding this same gender mentoring scenario. So here are some pro tips that you and I can actually leverage on. But there's something that I want to recommend that you do too if you are a mentor and a senior guy. I recommend that you have a mentor too, right? If you want to find out good ways to seek a mentor, how to find one, how to win mentor, how to grow your mentor advisory panel, again, check out my YouTube channel. You will find in one of the videos, a short video, 5 or 8 minutes or something, talking about how to find mentors. It's a good session. I share about what's the good ways of finding mentors, how we can win them and enroll them and have them into your panel of advisors. So you must have a mentor too, okay? You have a mentor too to make sure that you are kept accountable. Or if you are, you have mentees, they keep you sharp and on your toes all the time. Here are some pro tips. So to summarize, guys, confused people, there are 4 kinds, all right? The worst type of confused person or lost person are people who don't know where they are, they're disoriented, and they don't know where they want to go. They have no purpose in that endpoint destination. If you have no endpoint destination, how can you have a direction? You need to have an endpoint destination before you can have a direction. So they need to have these 2 things. They don't have these 2 things, they're likely an extremely confused person. Very unlikely you can help them. You need to let them clear certain basic barriers first before they can get involved with you. But once they're involved with you, set some milestones, set some goals, set some targets for them, so you can keep each other being monitored as you grow together. Okay? But just remember, if you are supporting people, you also need to have an accountability mentor for yourself. Somebody to hold you accountable, somebody to have your accountability buddy or whatever, so that there's somebody for you to hold you in check, so you feel that you need to have a conversation with them and feel that you can grow together, right? If Tiger Woods have a coach, we all need a coach and a mentor. Right, next. Oh, if you want to find out the difference between coach and mentor, again, check out my YouTube channel. I actually cover this in fairly great detail. Right, mentors keep you accountable, mentees keep you sharp. This is a game that we're supposed to do. All right. With that, that marks the end of today's session. Okay. Right. Just remember, clarity is strength, confusion is weakness. Get strong, get clear by yours truly. All right. See you on next week for another session of Clarity Edge, where I will be talking about concepts such as these that will help you and I become more effective in business development, in business growth, help us to achieve clarity, true simplicity, and ultimately profitability. Thank you. When here, signing off. Oh yeah, final shout out again. Do subscribe my YouTube channel. The subscription really helps, as well as add yourself to my private Facebook page at Clarity Edge. Okay, this is the message on the bottom. All right, with that, see you all.